Getting out the vote, we look at who's got the best ground game in the Toronto election, and later, which campaign is most likely to use TV attack ads. I'm Affan Chowdhry. Welcome to Globe Now. Well, Toronto residents, after months of campaigning, the ball is now in your court. Starting today, advance polls are open, meaning you can go out and mark your ballot. Now, most people will wait until voting day on October 27th, but still, the Toronto campaign is entering the home stretch. Joining me now to talk about the race is Globe's Toronto columnist Marcus G. Welcome, Marcus.
Thank you.
How important do you think that early voting is going to be?
It's not when most people vote, but it sort of signals the home stretch. People start thinking really seriously about who they're going to cast their ballot for. So it gives a sense of a momentum to the final stretch of the campaign.
So when it comes to voting day on October 27th, who has the best ground game in your opinion?
Traditionally in Toronto, the left has the best ground game. They have union support. They have very engaged activists on their side. And that, of course, would go to Olivia Chow. But John Tory this time also has a really well-organized campaign. He recruited some very top political organizers. And he's got a good troop of volunteers as well.
Now, how much do you think the tone of the campaign is going to change from now until voting day?
Well, it's already been pretty intense, particularly in the last few weeks since Labor Day. We've seen a lot of attacks, particularly Doug Ford taking on John Tory as a child of the elite and so on, and Olivia Chow attacking John Tory as well because he's the front runner and questioning a lot of parts of his campaign. So I think that we're going to see even more intense debate in the next couple of weeks.
I mean, who do you think is most likely to go that extra negative in terms of their attacks?
Well, I'd always bet on the Fords in that respect. Doug Ford last week unveiled sort of an attack at John Tory, saying he was a director of an American corporation that had gone bankrupt and so on. John Tory said, well, I really had not much to do with that bankruptcy. We were trying to get the company back on its feet. So we're going to see more of that, I think, probably from Doug Ford.
Let's talk about the front runner in all of this, John Tory. What does he have to do to maintain that lead?
Well, I think what he's been trying to do in the last few weeks since he started emerging as the front runner is stick to his central message, which is a message of sort of confidence, and we're going to get this done, and we've been waiting too long for change in Toronto. And I think he's also been batting away any questions that have come up about his program, particularly his transit program, as sort of quibbling. And so it's sort of a defensive strategy. I'm ahead. I'm not going to acknowledge almost the other competitors. I'm the mayor apparent, you could say. And so be confident, be in charge.
So in terms of his rivals, let's look at Olivia Chow, let's look at Doug Ford. What can they do between now and voting day to make up ground?
Well, it's going to be tough. Latest polls are showing Olivia Chow around 20%, and that's nowhere near where she needs to be. It would be a miraculous thing if she were to turn it around at this point. I think she's certainly been stepping up her attacks on John Tory, and particularly on a question of trust. She says this is somebody who'll say anything to get elected. This is somebody whose transit plan is drawn up on the back of a napkin and so on, and he's not paying attention to the details. So she'll be saying, I'm the trustworthy candidate.
And what about Doug Ford? What does he do between now and voting day?
Doug Ford is trying to rally his central support, which is people who feel alienated from the mainstream, whether they are sort of cranky suburban voters or people who of working class origins who may feel left behind by Toronto's success. So I think that's why he's been going after John Tory on this sort of downtown elite thing. He's saying, I'm the man of the people. Secondly, I'm the only guy who can keep your taxes low and so on. If these others take charge, it's back to the gravy train.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Marcus. Well, we want to hear from you. Who will you be supporting in the Toronto election campaign and why? Tweet us at Globe Now. Political advertising is a big part of election campaigns, and we asked PR expert John Crean of National Public Relations to unpack some of the recent ads in the Toronto race.
Hi, I'm John Tory. I want to be your next mayor and begin work on a rapid transit relief plan immediately. Doable? Absolutely. Starting October 27th. Let's get Toronto back on track.
Well, John Tory, almost from the beginning, has been the leader of this campaign and has tried to take the high road from beginning to end. The idea behind this campaign ad is really to drive a positive message of achievement. People are just starting to pay attention in many parts of this city right now, and in 30 seconds or less, he's able to say what he wants to do, when he wants to do it. And I think the positive tone of this is what he wants to reinforce. So these are really designed to put a positive message out there and to show a leadership positioning that he can get things done, and he's determined to do that quickly.
What's the story, Mr. Tory? In 2003, John Tory ran for mayor and Torontonians said no.
Doug Ford is trying to position himself against John Tory really as a winner and John Tory as a loser, and taking his electoral record over the last couple of years and saying that other people have chosen not to vote for John Tory, elect and put him into office, and that Doug Ford is a winner and is of the people.
What's the story, Mr. Tory?
So he's trying to position himself above John Tory and remind people that John Tory has been here before and that we shouldn't let him through to the finish line this time.
Our new city is so diverse. We are from every corner of this world, all living together in harmony.
Unlike the other ads, the star of this ad or this commercial is the City of Toronto. It's not really Olivia Chow per se. It's a very emotional, almost sentimental history of the city and how it's evolved and changed. And she's put herself in the middle of that change, talking about how she's been part of that change. Her campaign from the very beginning has been sort of the immigrant story, and she's worked hard and struggled. And I think she's trying to say, I'm like you, many of whom who are working hard and struggling in a city that's changing very quickly. And she's appealing in many ways to the fears people have that they'll be somehow left behind as the city evolves and grow, and they won't be part of its progress or forward movement. So she's kind of saying, we'll grow and we'll continue to evolve, and I'll bring you along.
Well, we want to hear from you. What do you think of the campaign ads released by John Tory, Doug Ford, and Olivia Chow? Are they affecting the way you'll vote? Tweet your thoughts at Globe Now. That's it for today's show. I'm Affan Chowdhry. Thanks for watching.